A few showers and thunderstorms for the nighttime hours, mostly cloudy in the low 70s. Isolated showers and thunderstorms Tuesday. It'll be about 85 to 90, partly to mostly sunny. And Wednesday, mostly sunny in the mid-80s. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. China says recent anti-government protests in Hong Kong are horrendous. An insurgent attack in Nigeria's Borno state has left 65 people dead. 3 people have been killed by a gunman at a food festival in the US state of California. And a French NGO has filed a lawsuit over lead pollution from the Notre Dame Cathedral fire, claiming local authorities put residents in danger by failing to warn them of the risks.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Happy Monday, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Community Conversations. I am your host, Quabila Jones, and my special guest today is Mr. Cameron Ross. And many of you know him as Mr. Jazz himself, but he does play other genres of music. So welcome, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you. It's glad to be here.
All right, so we finally get to track him down. I know that you're not from Jonesboro, are you?
No, I'm originally from Osceola.
Osceola. Okay. Can you come a little closer to the microphone for me? All right. So you're from Osceola, but I know you went to Arkansas State University.
Right.
All right. So before we get into all of that, can you just give us a little bit of background about yourself? Like, what are you doing now? And then we'll get into the music, the good part, the really good part.
Well, my day job, what I do on a daily basis, I'm a school teacher in the city of Memphis.
Okay.
I've been teaching now for about 18 years, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I started, actually, I taught one semester at Nettleton Junior High right after graduation. I taught in Blauville for like 2 years, and then since then I've been in Memphis teaching. So that's my day job and everything. If I'm not teaching, I'm playing.
Okay.
That's basically it.
And then do you also teach music? So you're still kind of playing all the time.
Right. I guess in particular, I teach band, middle school band, 6th through 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
I've done high school a few times, not my cup of tea. I
you don't
applaud
like
those.
The grown kids.
I applaud those that do that, but middle school is my thing.
All right, awesome. And so are the kids excited, like, Mr. Ross is a recording artist and he's done this and he does that and whatever?
It's different. Some of them, they're like, here he go. Because I remember like doing both of my CDs, they're pretty much there doing the whole process, and so they're listening to me on my planning period, tweaking little things and doing my CD covers and everything. But on the other end, it inspires a lot of them. I have some now that are recording artists and everything, and some of them, like some that I my first year as a teaching, some of them have actually done gigs with me.
That's amazing.
So that's very rewarding.
And then you're doing your job as a teacher when your students are, I guess you can say, following your footsteps, or they're allowing what you are teaching them to play a role in their lives.
Right.
That's amazing. So let's get into how you got into music. Like what can you remember that moment where you said, okay, I wanted to be a musician, or I want to, more specifically, do jazz, or I want to play the saxophone?
Well, I grew up in church and everything, in the Church of God in Christ there in Osceola.
Okay.
And music was just all around me at all times. My mother's a great singer. My father played various instruments, tried to anyway. My brother played trumpet. My sister sings. A lot of cousins that sings. Just all over the place. So I kind of knew from an early age that music, regardless of what I did, music was going to be there. So 6th grade came, and that's when we started band in Osceola.
Okay.
So my dream was to play the drums.
So
That was my
saxophone
dream.
was not on your radar?
Saxophone was nowhere around. So the way that they did it is they wouldn't let you start percussion until like the second semester. And a lot of people do that. But I remember I said, okay, so I'll just play saxophone until it's time to switch to percussion. I had some friends doing it. I said, okay, I'll just do this little saxophone thing. Never was practicing. You know, I'm just in the class. I'm making D's and a few F's and stuff in band. So the time comes, it's January. I get this paper, I'll never forget it. All my parents had to do was just sign it. And I was on percussion. I had already took the playing test and everything. Everybody knew the camera was going to play the drums because I'm always doing this. So
You were one of those students.
So yeah, just banging on everything. So mother, she's in the bathroom getting ready for work. My father had been working late or something. He was in the bed. So Mama, I need you to sign this paper. She putting on makeup and all this stuff, you know. So ask your daddy. I said, oh no. So he sleeps, so I know I gotta wake him up and everything.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, Daddy, no response. I didn't want to walk in the room. You know, that's a no-no anyway.
Okay.
So I'm banging on the door. I creep in. Dad, I need you to sign this paper. He just made this long grunt. I just knew my drum, my percussion dreams had just sunk at that point.
Oh, no.
So I'm just moping. All of a sudden, it was on a Monday morning. Good Morning America is on. And just so happened Kenny G is on Good Morning America.
Okay.
All of a sudden, my mom, she runs out of the bathroom. Cam, that's it right there. That's the instrument that I want you to play.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? I'm looking at this long-haired guy playing a saxophone. I'm like,
And did he play the traditional sax?
He played the soprano saxophone.
Okay.
So I'm stuck on the saxophone, and I'm still flunking band and everything. I said, you know, my parents, they're paying money for this instrument and everything. I might as well do something with it. So I actually started practicing. I had rarely taken my instrument home. I think my dad had probably played the horn more than I did.
Oh no.
So took it home, started practicing. The next chair test came because I was always getting last chair. And you know, I played, did very well. Kids in class standing up, clapping
What?
and everything, and you know, it just kind of boosted my spirits up about it. You know, and you know, did well, made all region band and all this stuff. Got to high school, got a scholarship to come to ASU and all
Look
this
at
stuff.
that.
And just pretty much went from there.
That's what's up. So, what message would you send to other, not just young people, but anyone that's considering putting something to the side that may not particularly interest them at the moment, but they may can develop a skill in it? What message would you send to someone?
Well, you know, I know several people. For instance, my wife, she doesn't do it anymore, but when she was a teenager, she took piano lessons.
Okay.
And was very good at it. And early in our marriage, you know, just for extra money, she would just do piano lessons.
Oh.
You know, so
Music just runs all through your family.
and, so but another thing though, and I use my brother as an example. My brother, he works with FBI.
Okay.
And everything, but you know, he went to college on a partial band scholarship.
Okay.
You know, we grew up in Osceola. No one was just rich or anything like that. So if it wasn't for a scholarship, you know, we didn't know what we were gonna do for college.
Okay.
So, you know, he went that route. Had a partial scholarship for band. He played trumpet.
Okay.
After that, he went into the Navy for a few years. Then left the Navy, went back and got his law degree. And from there, started working with the Secret Service and everything. But, you know, if it wasn't for that trumpet,
Okay.
you know, all those opportunities, because I look on Facebook now, you know, he's in Belgium, he's in China, you know, everywhere.
Started
you know,
with the instrument.
but you know, it's like I tell my students, it's like how Moses used the rod, the staff to part the Red Sea. I said, this instrument, that's your staff right there.
Wow.
And you just never know what can happen in your life, what doors can open, you know, just by using that instrument. I've been all across this country, Canada 3 times to perform. And, you know, I owe it all to God, you know, but that instrument, you know, that's my staff.
Okay. It opened the door and you were just going to toss it to the side. And where would you have been? Who knows what you have been, where you would have been, even if drums would have even taken you, well, playing the percussion, sorry, if that would have taken you where you either wanted to be, needed to be. That's an amazing message. I want to say good morning to Miss Melissa Jackson. She says Cameron has always been phenomenal at his craft. And good morning to Miss Latonia Rose. Thank you for checking in. All right, so as you were on this musical journey, even though it wasn't exactly the one you chose, who were some of your musical influences outside of your family members?
Probably just singers and musicians in my local church.
Okay. Oh,
that's where it all started. One of my earliest influence was a lady by the name of Denise Guy.
Okay.
She lives in Osceola still goes to the church, Promised Land Church of God in Christ in Osceola. How you all doing? But just listening to her playing, just flowing with her every Sunday. Just different musicians that I grew up with. Also here in Jonesboro, I met Chris Hinton.
Okay.
The
Shout out.
legendary Chris Hinton. And, you know, just playing with him and everything just took my music to another level and everything. Just the level of playing and just professionalism taught me just character, being humble with your gift and everything, I just really developed a lot here in Jonesboro.
And I want to say on behalf of Kelly K, we really appreciate you lending your gift to us when we were doing the Jazz and Poetry Night. You came out and performed, and I got CD signed and a picture. So you are absolutely amazing at what you do, and you do it so effortlessly. Like you would think you were born with a saxophone here.
Many years of practice, I would say.
Many years of practice. All right. Have you had the opportunity to actually mentor others outside of your students that you teach, but just others in the community, Osceola, Jonesboro, Memphis? Have you had a chance to mentor and try to help guide someone else in a direction, that will lead them to success?
Well, mostly with my students, for all of them, I can't give them the direction on just what they need in class. So, there are some, I have this one student right now, his name is Taj Mason.
Okay.
And I remember he started playing in the 6th grade, and actually he was kind of like me. And because he started off, he really couldn't play well and everything, but he really, really tried and everything. So I remember the end of the school year, I was thinking about maybe I should have him switch to another instrument. And so I go into Amro Music Store, and here's Taj and his mother getting ready to buy like a step-up instrument. And I'm like, this boy can't play the one he got. But his mother got that instrument and good parental support. That is so important.
Okay.
But he just stuck with it. He got into the Stax Music Academy, and now he's in college at, I can't remember which one, but he's at a music conservatory now, majoring in music. Has traveled the world and all this stuff. And I was, wow, this started right in my bedroom. So
that is amazing.
I do what I can to be.
And I want to speak on that as far as, there's some educators who get in the field not with the intention of really molding and shaping the students and guiding them in a certain direction, but based on your stories, teaching is not just a job for you. It's you've embraced it, and you've taken what you've learned throughout the years and try to impart that on your students so that they can be the best themselves they can be.
Right. I like growing up in Osceola, sports was real big. It's real big and everything. So most of your popular people play sports. So I'm trying to fit in. I remember trying out for basketball, got cut.
Oh no.
I did.
Even with your height, no.
Got cut from the basketball team. Played football. I barely got into the B games. So,
Oh my God.
so did, So it does. I play, football and all this stuff. What my thing, but my band directors, they were just always encouraging and everything. I remember my first teachers, Mr. Mark Harper and Miss Bunny Kimbrough, who is in Jonesboro now.
Okay.
And I remember Miss Kimbrough telling me, it was like after my 8th grade year, my first year playing football. I was about to start my 9th grade year playing football. So we're doing the summer football practices, and they were having band practice also. So I went to say hi to all my band friends. She was like, Cameron, are you going to start this year? I was like, no, probably not. Are you going to get a lot of playing time? No, probably not. But I like it though.
You like football.
But she said, you know what, band is the one thing, where, regardless of what your skill level is, you may not be the best, or you could be the best. But the thing is, you're in the game. Everybody is on that stage. You're in the football bleachers and everything, and you're all there playing as one. So there are no stars or anything. So everybody's a star. And I'm like, wow. So I went back to football practice. I was like, why am I here? And so I went to band practice, and I think it was at that point there that I said, okay, I'm going to do this music thing.
That is absolutely.
But, like my band directors, I can name every one of them, and I can just name just things that they said, things that they've done for me that, just did something for me. Even my first music teacher name was Nancy Zanenko there in Osceola.
Wow.
And
I'm sure they're impressed that you remember them.
Even when I get an opportunity, I go back and just visit her and everything. I still remember some of the songs that she taught us in class and everything. But she was the first person to formally introduce music to me, and she could have been a mean teacher, but she did it in such a loving spirit and everything that I just embraced it.
That is absolutely amazing. And now look where you are now, recording artist. How many albums do you have out? 2 albums. Are you working on 3, 4, 5?
Well, probably, hopefully, towards the end of this year or early next year, I'm going to start on the 3rd.
Okay.
It's a long process.
I can imagine.
If you're doing it right. If you're doing it the right way.
I've heard that from a lot of musicians. Some of these, I don't want to say younger people, but people who are really hungry to get into the industry, they think, okay, I go in the studio, lay down a track, record, it's done, it's ready to go.
No. I used to think that. I really did. It's so much. Just the preparation before you even record one note, it's so much preparation to go into that. Like, where are you going to record? Who are you going to record with? Who's going to produce your tracks?
Oh, wow.
It did, after you do all that, you got to find out, how am I going to market this?
Okay.
Did I record this just to let my friends listen to it, or just share it on my Facebook page? If that's what you want to do, then okay. But if you want people to really know who you are doing music, you got to market yourself, and nobody's going to market yourself better than you.
So have you been able to share that knowledge and insight, at seminars, summits, or have you ever hosted your own roundtable discussion?
That is actually in the works.
All right. Well, let us know what's happening, and if you decide to bring it to Jonesboro, and round up some kids who's interested in music and who are maybe in, already in band or whatever they do. Hopefully you ever thought about, or is it in the works? I don't want to speak too soon, but maybe some band camps or, something outside of school.
Well, not right now.
Okay. We're not going to have
You know what? When I was, this may could still happen, but when I was still active in the Jonesboro community, because I was a member for years at Fullness of Joy.
Okay.
And I remember talking to Bishop Rogers many years ago. I said, I would like to start like an all-Christian like band or something like that, dealing with youth and everything.
Don't give up on that. Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in that. It still could happen.
All right. I want to say good morning to Ms. Officer Victoria Evans. She says, love it. Thank you for joining in. And Bishop Rogers said, the Cameron Ross.
Oh, that's Adrian Jr.
Oh, okay, that's Adrian. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hello, Adrian.
I'm going to call you Bishop anyway. No. He says, incredibly talented. I look forward to seeing him at FOJ 25.
Most definitely.
Oh, wow, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as we get ready to wind down, tell people how they can contact you, because you ready to share your talent with everybody. So how they can contact you to book you. We can't give prices, we're not commercial, but tell them how to reach out to you.
Well, the best way to reach me is at my website. That is going to be www.cameronrossmusic.com. Once again, that's www.cameronrossmusic.com. There's a contact link on there, and you just send me your information and what it is that you're wanting, and we just go from there.
All right. So, any words of encouragement? Anyone out there that's listening, even if it's not necessarily music related, they're in something, or they're thinking about doing something, they don't know,
Well, this is the message that I give everybody, because currently, I travel. I don't travel as much as I'd like to, but it keeps me busy. But the thing is, what I do now, it was probably, maybe 8 years, or maybe even a little sooner that I actually started traveling a lot. And so, it was, in my first album is called New Perspective. So I was just wondering, I've been doing this music thing for so long and nothing's happening and everything. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, have you ever thought about changing your perspective? I'm like, what do you mean by that? So I'm like, perspective. And I remember it, God just told me, he said, Cameron, you've been doing this music thing, and you've just always waiting for people to do stuff for you, but you've never done anything for yourself. So I started to contact people on my own, started to just make it happen.
That's amazing. So sometimes changing your perspective on a matter can help, shine some light on what the next step should be. Awesome. Well, we thank you so very much, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.